Hey, everybody. Welcome back, y'all. I am so super excited to be back with the amazing Toni, Bryant, and of the TBT experience. For those who missed part one, Toni, can you give us a 30-second recap of who you are and what you do?
I am the owner and operator of the TBT Experience, which stands for the Tony Bryant Travel Experience. And I help other people who look like me discover entrepreneurship and unlock passive and residual income.
Love it. Love it. Now, what was the moment you decided you were all in on building this business? Like the moment you stopped trying it and started building it?
I would say when I was laid off. Reason being is because I had more free time. It wasn't that me losing my job made me believe more in my business. It just gave me more availability to spend that time, like truly within my business and working it how I saw fit. When you're working full time, and sometimes there is no disconnect from clocking out and like clocking into your own business. It's just kind of like I'm exhausted, so I'm home from work, and now I'm just rolling into all the other things that I do. Being laid off gave me that time to actually sit in it, I guess, and kind of structure what I want my business to look like. And so that's really turning, I guess, lemons into lemonade.
Lemons into lemonade. You got that right. What has been the biggest mental block or doubt you had to push through when you were starting out? And how did you push through it?
Um, I guess the stigma over entrepreneurship that I kind of like had to get over. I've always been a person to have different licenses throughout life, and I've always believed in having them as a secondary backup. You're kind of raised to go out here and get a full-time job, and then whatever else you do needs to be that backup plan. Actually, reworking the way I thought and saying, why am I considering this an either or? Why can't it be an and? Why can't I have it all? Why can't I have a full time if I'd like to, or have a part time, or work my business part time but get paid full time? Like, how do I make that happen? And so I had to get to the grind.
You right about that. Okay, it's a rewiring of your mind. I definitely agree with that.
hmm
What does your mindset routine look like daily? Like, how do you keep yourself in the right headspace to keep showing up even when business is slow?
Honestly, I have to stand on my why. Like, why am I doing this? And I'm not doing it for any other reason than I want to see everybody win. And it's just kind of like, if I can continue to share all the great things that do absolutely nothing for me, why not share the great things that fully benefit me, which is sharing the experience, sharing the business, sharing the opportunity, and also sharing myself as a resource. Because ultimately, that's what it is. I'm extending myself as a resource to other entrepreneurs so that they can build their own collective business and build, their own legacy.
I love that. How big of a role does your faith play in your business journey? Has there been a moment where you really had to trust God with this whole thing?
I'd say every single day. But there is no bigger trusting God when you have no job, right? Like when you're sitting there between, okay, what do I do? What do I want to do? Yes, I have, this business in my back pocket, but do I want to put all of that energy in? Because that's what it boils down to. Am I going to spend the energy in it? And I had to decide what's going to make me tired. If I'm going to be tired either way, I might as well be tired for myself. So I show up even when I don't have it. When I need that extra push, I'm just like, Lord, touch my heart. Touch my heart, guide my hand, make it make sense. My favorite line is, Lord, I'm hard headed and I can't see, so I need you to yell at me.
A lot of people can relate to that, including me. Like, I can relate to that.
So, and that's definitely what my driving focus is I know I'm not in it by myself outside of having the Lord with me every step of the way. There is a support team and system within the organization that makes me feel welcome even when I take days off or when I'm gone for months at a time doing other contract work. I can still jump back in to my business and be reassured that, hey, I have a support system that will keep me up to date, that will, circle the block on some things they may have thought I missed. And that's what it's about. Each one teaching one, right?
Yes, each one teach one. And education, um, whatever they say success leaves clues. That's what I think.
Absolutely.
So if you were starting completely over today with zero clients and zero following, what's the first thing you would do to start booking travel?
Honestly, the first thing I would do is invite all the people who I know who love to get out, love to see the world, love to travel. I would literally make a trip just for them, just so that they can see, hey, you already do this. Why not get paid? It's so much easier to talk to people who already have that travel spirit, as I like to call it. Um, it's easier to get them to see the vision because they share it. They want to be out in the world, or like I say, outside is open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and somebody is in it, right? Those people who love to be in it, I would definitely take the time to weed out who that individual person was, opposed to trying to make travel for someone who is afraid to leave out their neighborhood.
Most definitely. Most definitely. You definitely don't want to get stuck between people that aren't necessarily a good fit.
Absolutely.
What's working for you right now, marketing wise? Like, where are your clients actually coming from in 2026?
Where they always come from, word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best business generator you can ever think of because the same way I can tell you about this bag I bought that I love is the same way you talk about your trips, right? And if anything, you're like, look, they took care of me and my whole family. I didn't have to do anything. I just had to pay. And in this here, world of 2026 where everyone's on the go, people just don't want to think about it. They don't want to think about the incidentals. They're like, just make it happen. Here's the cost. This is what I can afford. You give me the bells and whistles. And once you make a dream experience for somebody fall within their budget, they become your free marketing team for the rest of your life or the rest of your business.
I agree with that. You leading with trust, honesty. I love that. So travel is a big trust purchase. People are
Absolutely.
giving you their money and their precious vacation time. So, how do you build the kind of trust that gets people to book with you over a big company like Expedia?
Letting them know that technically I am their Expedia. So where they have to call a 1-800 number and try to figure out what's going on, I am that 1-800 number. I is a real voice that you can reach at the end of the phone, not an automated machine saying press 1 through 3, and that changes the game when you're dealing with the stresses of travel. No one wants to keep repeating themselves to anyone when they're either lost, when they need redirection, when they're running behind or missing flights. So it ultimately boils down to, if I'm able to put myself in their shoes when it comes to travel, I can make their experience tailored and custom made for them and their family and how they like to operate. And
Mm.
that's what you navigating Expedia doesn't do. You have to put all those pieces together yourself and kind of like hope for the best. Whereas in I can use my resources, I can use the whole team and say, hey, I'm curating this trip. This is the type of family, this is their vibe. Give me some quality suggestions. Where are some places that you may have been? And I can get real people to give me real insight, not just click through stock photos of a hotel.
That's a big one. That is a big one.
Absolutely.
A lot of people depend on those stock photos and they get to the destination and it's not even what it is.
Or and looks nothing like what you paid for. They showed you the best possible option online, and you get there and you're trying to figure out, is this even the same property?
Oh, wow. Now, what's a mistake you made along the way that you're actually grateful for now because of what it taught you?
Honestly, before I actually took the time to understand my business, I was a chatty Cathy, just running my mouth about, hey, this is what I have. I have this um, travel business that I can utilize. And I put myself in the position to where the assumption was I was the cheapest. And so people would naturally reach out to me looking for the cheaper option. Well, the TBT experience isn't like your travel zoo, right? I'm not trying to get you and your six friends in one hotel room and it's $6 per person. In an ideal world, that will be great, but realistically, there are certain standards that I have and there are certain accommodations that I just will not um, do. There are certain budgets that I'm just like, hey, realistically, if you find something within this budget, I may not be able to guarantee your safety, and so with truly thinking about curating trips and thinking of the person in mind, I may not be the cheapest option. So before, I never really specified, like, hey, what you are actually thinking of is going to be more expensive over here. I kind of like just let people come up with their own assumptions. And so looking back, I will be very, clear and say, hey, I can try to stay within your budget, but you have to have a realistic budget to start
Exactly. I love that. A realistic budget.
with.
Better know if there's a woman watching right now who's working her 9 to 5 and trying to build something on the side, what's the one thing you tell her to keep going?
um, you control the tempo of your growth. When you are in your own lane, baby, there is no traffic, there is no chaos, there are no deadlines, and so when you realize that you truly control every aspect of your business, you get to say, hey, how do I make the best of the time that I have, opposed to feeling like you're always running, trying to catch up to your business. So taking the time to say, hey, this is mine. I can work it how I see fit. If I make a designated day to work my business, and let's say Thursday is my day when I have all the things all throughout the week, then be dedicated to your Thursday. And then as your availability opens up, you may be able to add a Wednesday. You may be able to add Tuesday, but always be at your own pace because looking side to side can throw you off your course.
Love that. When you look side to side, it will throw you off. It
Can throw you
will.
off your course. Absolutely.
Love this, Tony. Love this discussion. Where can everyone find you, follow you, and book their next trip with the TBT experience?
So you can find me on Facebook, Tony Love Bryant. You can find me on Instagram at nextstop_ecstasy, spelled just like it sounds. And you can also find me online. You can go to tonybryant.intellitravel.com and my website will come right on up for you.
Love it. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for participating. We love you, Tony. Let's go.
Absolutely.